Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome back to another Soul Podcast episode, aka Student of Life. I am your host, J. Eve Marie, and today our topic is the fourth stage of our system, which is release, rewrite. Now, today, while we're talking about releasing, it's important to note that this part of the process is different for everybody. Everybody releases something in their own way. For some people, they can just state it, and that is enough for them. For others, they need to write a letter and burn it. Other people need to meditate and visualize. For some people, there is an actual action that needs to be taken, whether that is confronting somebody or apologizing, whatever that thing is, so that they feel that they can finally release that. And no one can tell you what it is. People can guess and kind of take an educated guess, people who know you very well, maybe a therapist, but no one can tell you the right way to release something for you. Now, in our last episode, we talked about forgiveness, and we spoke about how important it is to acknowledge that each person is a primary character in their own story. And that is important, especially for this step. So throughout the process, we've been getting into the nitty gritty. We've been talking and thinking about how these things happen, how it affected us. What was the perspective that we could have had that kind of probably jaded it a little bit? What can we do to make ourselves better? All of the things that are included in acceptance, gratitude, and forgiveness, which it's pretty loaded. It is a lot. So we have done the work. Now is the time to release. So once you have figured out what works best for you, and I would try multiple things if I'm being honest, because I did try multiple outlets until I found what worked for me. And what I realized is that each situation calls for its own solution. Each situation calls for its own solution. So in order for me to release certain things, sometimes I got to do things a little different, So, but once you figured out the way to go about it, it's just time to release it and do that. Now, for some people, they kind of probably need to repeat the process sometimes, depending on how deep that wound is, or depending on how much that hold, that habit, that event has on their psyche, on their mental state. So if you do need to repeat it, go ahead and do that. Or definitely, again, I'm going to say it again, try something different or try something new. One of the reasons why we run into the same problems is because we're taking the same approach. Maybe if we did something a little different, then we would get a different response. Now, the idea with releasing is we are allowing this thing to exit from our lives. We are not holding on to it, and we are not allowing it to have a hold on us. Again, we're talking about habits, we're talking about mental states and mind frames. We are talking about things that are either hindering us or they are just not helping us grow and take space. So, and more specifically, when it comes to events that have happened in our lives and we allow that to affect our storyline so much. So when we're talking about these things, these are the things that we are trying to release. And once you feel that you have done that, once you've gone through the steps and you feel that you have released again, and I feel the need to continue reiterating this because I don't want it to seem as easy as I'm making it sound. It has taken me over a year and multiple years for some things to really use this process to make it work for me. So again, if you need to repeat it, if you need to take some things out, add some things in, flip it around, whatever works for you, do it. Do that. So once you have released said thing, now it's important to hold space in gratitude, hold space for this new, because once you release that thing, this is now an opportunity to do something different. So once you are releasing that thing, now rewrite the story. We're not changing our idea of what happened in the past. We've already been through that. We're looking forward. Once you release that thing and you take and you hold space for this now think about what you would like to see in your life. How would you like to change said thing? And make a plan. Take decisive action. Do something. Because even if you mess up and you don't do the right thing the first time, you get closer than where you were before. So don't be afraid to start over. And that's what rewriting your story is. So again, in the last episode, we talked about how each person is a primary character in their own storylines. And it is our each individual storylines that come together that make up this giant reality that we all live in. So that being said, if we are giving other people the grace to decide who they want to be and how they want to exist in this world, we need to extend that grace to ourselves. We are just as important, if not more, because we are the primary characters in our own storylines. No one else is going to experience your life for you. So you cannot give somebody else that pen. If you decide to give someone else that pen, it is still your responsibility to take it back. If you gave someone else that pen, I am not blaming you for it. Yet it is your responsibility if you let them have it once you know that it is no longer in your hand. So when we are releasing these events, we are taking back our pen and we are deciding, hey, I don't like this. I don't want this. This is hurting me. I'm going to refocus and I'm going to do things this way. I'm going to do things my way. Write your story the way you want to live it. Whew, man, I felt that energy. But maybe someone needed to hear that. That was not in my notes. But yes, this is the last step. And of course, there's definitely a lot more to it than these 5, 6, 7, 10-minute videos or recordings that I have been posting. There's a lot more to it. Yet the reality is this is the vaguest frame that would work for the most amount of people that would come across this. So I pray that this has helped whoever is coming across it. And I wish you all the best on your SOL journey. Bye.